What's going on, you guys? How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody is doing good on this Thursday. Yeah, you boy, man, is here. My name is Lawrence Thompson. This is the Selfish Leader Podcast, where we're on here. We're talking about leadership, mindset, motivation, all that good stuff, man. Because I believe in my heart that as you lead your life is great, and that can translate into business. That can translate into friendships. That can translate in every area of your life. If you're not leading your life, then who's leading your life, right? And so we're here, man, on this day, and I'm super excited to come to you guys and actually drop some information, drop some motivation, and all that good stuff, and everything in between, man. So yeah, make sure you guys follow me on all social media platforms. You can just type in Lawrence E. Thompson Jr. or Lawrence Thompson Jr., and you'll be able to find me on all platforms. I'll make sure I put them in the description. Make sure you guys hit the like button, the share button, and even leave comments if this is if you're watching it on the replay. I do look at every question or I do look at every comment. And so if there's something that you want me to talk about to open up and unpack, I would definitely do that. To give you a little bit about a little bit about my background is that I am 22-year military member. I'm still in, but I'm still, grinding it out. I have been in management on the civilian side also with AutoZone and with let's see where else I was at with Dick's Sporting Goods and then in various capacities where I've trained different companies, whether it's in the mental space or in the insurance space or in the car space or in actual podcast space. So I've been in multiple lanes in multiple areas, but I land home in leadership and in media consultant. So if you want a consultant that has been through the trenches, as far as like been deployed and been in different situations, wartime situations, and still lead people and get them where they got to go, or be in peacetime situations, as far as being in everyday civilian life type situations. I'm your guy. I'm the guy that you want to tap into, man. I promise you that not only will I give you practical stuff, but I will also give you frustrating things. And what I mean by that is that I want to frustrate you enough to where it provokes you to change. It promotes you to do something different. It promotes you to move to a new level. It promotes you to move in a way that you never thought of. I want your thoughts to be firing. I really have this thing that I say, your brain needs employment. And so if you're not employing your brain, if you're not giving your brain a job, then somebody else will. And that could be TV, that could be radio, could be podcast, could be any other space that you're in. Your brain will find employment for somebody else. So why not give your own brain employment? And I leave that to the end. I talk about that as motivation, but uh, yeah. So I really want to come to you guys on this topic today, and what I want to talk about is that have you ever been in a place where you came and you was creating something, you're designing something, you're going after something, you're trying to perform something, or you're trying to do something, and it seemed like the challenges after challenge after challenge come up, and you're like, why can't it be easy? And why can't I find the right way? And why is it that it seems like when I go 3 steps forward, I'm taking 18 steps back? Why is it that it seems like everybody else on the side of me is getting it easy when they decide and they move and they go, and I seem like I'm having to struggle. It seems like I'm having to fight. It seems like I have to push through so hard just to get to where I got to go, and it's not happening. Well, I want to talk about those challenges, and I want to talk about how to get over those challenges. But I also want to talk about how are you looking at it, the challenge too. The challenge is real. Let's put it that way. The challenge is real. The challenge is there. The challenge is happening. But how you see the challenge could be one of the problems that you're having. So the first thing you got to do is look at the challenge and change your perspective on the challenge so that you can see or know that this challenge is not there to harm you, it's actually there to help you. Now, there are some challenges that you didn't call for. You can't You can't say inflation is your fault. You can't say that uh who's the president is your fault. You can't say who's the CEO is your fault. You can't say that supply chain stop moving. And you can't say that that is your fault. You can't put that out there. You can't push that out there, right? What and so you can't control any of that. But what you can control is how you see the thing. What is your perspective on the challenge? Are you just looking at the challenge so that you can complain, so that you can get people to come alongside you, so you can get people to applaud your complaint, and you're trying to find somebody who can find sympathy and want to just agree with your complaint? Or are you looking at it as though this challenge is a refiner's fire? This challenge is refining some perspective or some idea or some limiting belief or some thing that you're bent at. It's trying to get you to look at it a different way. Listen, I will tell you, it wasn't until I decided that, you know what, I'm going to always look at the positives of everything. I'm going to always look at the thing that I can find in a challenge and not just say the negative part of the challenge, right? And see how is it benefiting me? How is it helping me? What is it trying to pull out of me? What is it trying to purify out of me? What if it's trying to refine in me? What if it's trying to prove in me? And when I took that approach, then now that when I see challenges, I'd be like, oh, that's supposed to happen. And when I say that is that it's supposed to happen to me so I can see something that I need to see so that I can get better. See, if your perspectives is not uh, looking at challenges as though if you're getting better, and then looking at it just it's a stopping point, then it'll forever be a stopping point. It'll forever be that point where when as soon as you see the challenge, you're gonna raise your hands up and you're gonna say, I quit. You're gonna give up and you're gonna lose in that battle. And so perspective is the number one thing that you have to look at. So how do I change my perspective? Your perspective changed by what you say out of your mouth. I know. Explain that. That's a little deep, right? Listen, if you're saying the wrong things out of your mouth, then your mind is going to think the wrong things in your head. So if your conversation outward is negative and wrong, when you see this challenge happen, then inside your head, it's going to create the mental roadblocks. It's going to create the limitations. It's going to create something inside you that it limits you from moving to what it is that you're trying to get to. Like I said, your brain needs employment and it's going to find employment. Why not find the employment from you and in the right mind frame or the right mindset or using the right words that set the mind? So your perspectives is based off of what you're saying. Change what you say, you'll change your perspective. That's the first thing about challenges. The second thing about challenges and how to get over the challenge is that you can't gain benefit from the challenge by being somebody else. I want to make sure I say that right. What I mean by that is this is that a lot of times we're trying to overcome challenges like somebody else. We're trying to overcome challenges like that person or like this person or like that person. And we're trying to mimic them. Well, not mimic them. We're trying to become them like like we're thinking we're mimicking them, but we're trying to become them thinking that we can get to that thing. And you can't. You're the only person that can get over that. If you become you, if you become who you are, if you become your solid, authentic self, then the challenge you'll be able to overcome it because it's trying to give you something, but you're trying to gain it from somebody else. Your challenge is so much of a benefit for you that it's ridiculous. It's amazing. But if you're trying to do it in somebody else's image, then you'll never see the rewards of what that challenge is doing. I know I don't always speak in absolutes, but I want to make that an absolute. Now, I'm not talking about the wisdom of another person. The wisdom of another person is beneficial. The wisdom of another person grab hold to. The wisdom of another person work it out. The wisdom of another person use it to your advantage. But when you try to be that person, you can't. You will always fail as trying to you will always fail trying to be somebody else's image than your own. Say that again. You will always fail at trying to be somebody else's image than your own. So you might as well you be you, go through the challenge and let the challenge perfect you and prune you and cleanse you and purify you and grow you and strengthen you because it's you showing up. I get it. You want to sound like you want to do a podcast and you want your podcast to look like Social Proof, or you want your podcast to look like The Pivot, or you want your podcast to look like let's see another podcast. I'm calling out podcasts that I watch, right? On a regular basis. But you want your podcast to look like Myron Golden's. And so you want your podcast to look like this, and you're trying to be them on camera. You're trying to be them on the microphone. You're trying to resemble them and act like them. You're trying to sound like Donnie. You're trying to sound like David. You're not them. So don't try to be them when the challenge comes up. Yo, I'll give it to you this. I'm guilty of it because I tried to be them and get all the cameras and all that stuff and whatever, right? And right now, I'm operating off my phone, the back camera of my phone. I'm in my crib. I'm in my house. I just turned my couch, my love seat, towards the window. Got some black light curtains. I do have a lamp over here. Sometimes I turn it on, sometimes I don't. I mean, I make the studio look what it is. I bought the microphone. I bought the stands from Amazon. I got a cord that runs to the phone. Like, and I look like, and I learned how to design all this stuff. Everything that you see on screen right now, I learned to design that in Canva. I took the time and did every single thing from Canva. And I was like, man, I didn't have to spend thousands of dollars to create a podcast that's effective, that's great, that looks good. I had to just say, take their wisdom of saying create, take their wisdom to say, go out there and challenge yourself. Take your wisdom to say, just produce. But I had to be me. I had to be me. And once I looked at the challenge of being me, I said, shoot, I don't have to just keep doing all. Let me just go do me, be me, get on camera, let's talk. And so you have to know that when you face the challenge, you can't face it in someone else's image. You have to face it in your image because your challenge is for you. It's to strengthen you. The third thing that happens in challenge is that fear arrives. Now, you may have heard me say this, you may not have heard me say this, but I may do a whole podcast on this. You never know. But I'm finna pop a lot of people's bubble. You cannot overcome fear with faith. No, man. Oh, that hurts your heart. I know. I get it. I love you guys. I love God too. I love Jesus too. So but I have to tell you the truth. You can't overcome fear with faith. Why you say that, Lawrence? Your fear is identifying you of something that you don't know. Most time we're afraid of what the unknown. Most times we're afraid of things we can't see. Most time we're afraid of things that we don't know of and we have no knowledge of, we have no understanding of. And so fear arises. And so now, because you have fear, you try to faith it away. It's hard. It's hard to faith fear away. The the challenge when it comes up, it's going to cause fear because it's an unknown thing. You've never seen it before. You never experienced it before. And so now you're afraid to even take the next step, even take the next move, even step into the arena or the ram of trying again because you don't know what's going to happen. Well, I'm going to tell you two things that you can use to overcome fear. The first thing you use to overcome fear is feedback. Ah, why? If you go and try to gain information or experience a thing, then you'll understand that it wasn't that bad, or it is that bad, but you will understand and you will get your feedback enough so that there's no fear anymore. Prove it, Lawrence. Check this out. You had a fear of riding the bikes. Once you got on it and you saw that trainer wheels was on it, you lost the fear because there was balance. You wasn't afraid of it no more, but there was balance. It was unfamiliar to you when you first started, but somebody put trainer wheels on there and now, I'm not falling. I'm good. I'm straight. Then all of a sudden, somebody takes the trainer wheels off to try to get you to ride without trainer wheels. The trainer wheels were just there to get you to balance. Now they remove it, and now you have to ride it without the trainer wheels. You were so codependent on the trainer wheels. You were so depending on them trainer wheels to be there. Now they're gone. You see it physically gone. And now you finna ride this bike for the first time without trainer wheels. Your heart hits your feet. You're racing. Your heart is like, I don't want to do this. I'm a fall. You even say I'm a fall. You even fall. But the person who is helping you gonna say, get on the bike. I got my hand on the back. You get on the bike, boom, you start pedaling, you start going, you start getting a little bit more feedback that why I can do this and I do remember balance. And all of a sudden that person lets go. And you feel the wobble. And you stick your leg out there, or you feel the wobble and you fall. Now you're pissed off, you're probably crying, you probably hurt, or you probably saved yourself from falling. But you got feedback that you had to, I have to create this balance. So the person gets you on over and over again until now you understand balance in pedaling. Pedaling is not what you're learning on the bike. It is balance that you're learning on the bike. And so now you understand the balance where you keep the bike upright. You understand that your body is strong enough than the actual bike taking you down. And you understand that if you keep this balance, you can ride for days. But you had to gain the feedback to overcome the fear. Now you don't have any fear no more. You're picking up, you're doing wheelies, you're riding with no hands, you sitting on the handlebar, you're doing tricks and stuff. You have no fear of the bike anymore. Why? Because you gained feedback. It wasn't fading. So you have to get feedback, which creates experience to know that that thing is what it is. Now, when you get your feedback, if you don't like it, it's okay. At least you got feedback. One thing that irritates me is somebody saying that they scared to get on an airplane and they never got on an airplane before. I feel you. You can say that, but you can't tell me that the ride is bad. You can't tell me that the ride is good. You assuming that the ride is good and you assuming that the ride is bad because you feel like everybody's in the air having a bad time when they're riding the airplane. I'm telling you right now, when I get on the airplane, it takes me 2 minutes to fall asleep. And I'm asleep. I don't worry about nothing. I don't worry about the plane. I don't worry about the plane going down. I'm out. Because once I got over my fear of flying, I always want to fly. I can't stand drive. So the first thing to overcome fear when a challenge shows up is gaining feedback. The second thing is that you have to love the thing you're doing. All right. I talked about faith, right? Faith can't turn out fear. Well, I'm going to prove it. In the Bible, it say love, perfect love, casteth out fear. So you got to have perfect love for the thing you're doing when the challenge show up it turns out fear. Another version say it turns it out of doors. So the reason why you're afraid is because your love for the thing is not strong enough than the emotions that you have within the thing. So if you perfect the love of the thing that you have, then you won't have fear of confronting. You won't have fear when that challenge show up. You'll know that because I love the thing, I must go through this wall. I must go over the wall. I must find a way to get around this wall because I love this thing so bad. I love this thing so much that I have to go do this. And so your perfected love is what's going to help you overcome that fear. And so when the challenge has risen, and when the challenge has showed its crazy head, which they seem like they always do when you have your greatest victory, your perfect love for the thing that you're doing will push you over the hump, will get you to that place called there. And so you have to understand that the deeper you love the thing, the more and nothing remove it from your heart, from your hand, from your pursuit, from your passion, from your drive. Man, I tell you, things that I dropped is because I ain't love it. Things that I let go is because I ain't love it. Yeah, I enjoyed the experience of it. I ain't love it. But the thing that I love, I can't get rid of. I can't get rid of speaking. I can't get rid of training, coaching, consulting. I can't get rid of being in there and seeing people win in leadership, seeing people win in life, seeing people win on social media or on this internet wave line of wave, whatever you want to call it. I wake up coming after that because I love this. I love people. So it's hard for me to go to a restaurant, even if I get terrible service, to disrespect the person who's serving me, to disrespect even the restaurant. I had an experience like that just recently, yesterday. They told me this was supposed to be on the menu. I thought it was on the menu. That's what I was going for. They took my money and everything and come back and say it's not there. What do I do in that situation? I could easily be like, oh, well, I'm finna go somewhere else. Or I'm still coming to I need to get some food anyway. Let's change it. Let's do whatever. Everybody was so apologetic. I'm like, it's okay. It happens. It's fine. Let's find a solution. Then the manager said, well, we can refund your money. I had to dispute the whole thing. That I said, that sounds like too much work. There's gotta be another solution. He's like, oh, well, we can give you this. I'm like, cool, but then that's less than what I paid for. Oh, we'll give you the rest on gift card. Great. We found a solution. I'm happy. So I love people that much that I won't even ruffle the feathers in the restaurant when I know I'm right. So you have to love a thing so much that when challenges shows up, it does not shift you away from that thing. Yo, I was homeless. I was sleeping in my car and I still was trying to speak and find a microphone. I was paying for radio time for 3 months and I was still sleeping in my car. I was booking guests, had a co-host, and I was sleeping in my car because I believed and loved it that much that my voice and me speaking and me having this microphone is my key. So the challenge did not take me out. The challenge didn't overtake me. The challenge didn't destroy me. So I just want to really hone this in and really push this in your ear is that there are ways to get over your challenge, but to attract your solution, to attract what you need, to attract what you need to supply you so that you can move and get over beyond breakthrough the challenge, you need these key factors. You got to be authentically you. You gotta know that, man. You gotta be authentically you. You can't go beyond that. You have to be that. You have to overcome the fear. You have to overcome the fear with feedback and love. And then you have to change your perspective. These are have tos. That's not a suggestion. This is not should you do it or should you not. These are have tos. And I promise you, I don't always talk in absolutes, but I'm talking in absolute right now. Why? Because you are requiring something. You are requiring your gift. Your gift is requiring you to use it. Your purpose is crying out to you because your purpose wants you to use it. You're not waking up irritated to go to your job for no reason. You're not waking up irritated with your life for no reason. You're not waking up and frustrated from where you at for no reason. The reason is because your purpose is saying, please use me. Please get over the challenge. Please get over these limiting beliefs. Please get over the stinking thinking. Please get over yourself. Please get over what other people told you. Please get over what you think you're not old enough. Please get over. It is begging you. It is pleading with you. It is making supplication to you to let them out, to let your passion thrive, to let your passion go, because your passion and your drive and the thing you're supposed to do, nobody want to reward you. You can't see the reward because you're blinded by the challenge. But your dream, your passion, your goals, the thing that you're supposed to do, your calling, knows how it wants to reward you and it wants to give it to you bang. But you're allowing challenges to stop you. Change your perspective, man. You look at challenges as a benefit because now you're benefiting me so I can gain the benefits of my purpose, my destiny, or the spoils of my purpose and my destiny when I go out and perform where I need to perform. So as I land this plane and bring it to a close, you guys know I'm gonna do a motivation thing on the end. Uh, I'm just saying, man, challenges are good. Challenges are beneficial. It's how you see that thing. It was there. So let me end with a motivational thing. This is my book here. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. This is my book here. You can get on Amazon. It's called The Law of Motivation. This book is actual a journal, right? So it's actual journal, as you guys can see, right? Got lines in there, and all the quotes in here is my personal quotes that I live by, my personal quotes that I said. These none of these quotes are anybody else's but mine. A lot of these quotes are you got to think about it, right? Uh, but I promise you that it will provoke you. All right. It's going to provoke you for transformation. It's going to provoke you to move to the next level. It's going to provoke you in a way that uh, it's got to push you, man. So let's see. I'm going to randomly go through this. My favorite number is eight. So let's see what eight talks about, right? And I'll break it more open once I read it. All right. So eight. Uh-oh. Eight is kind of tied to a little bit what I said. It say your attitude fuels the energy you need to get S done. I'll say that again. Your attitude fuels the energy you need to get sugar honey iced tea done. I got blanks there because I don't curse. Right? So, but if your attitude is bad, never knew this, right? I used to buck against my teachers when they say your attitude determine your altitude, right? I used to whatever, whatever. I was a knucklehead. I was class clown. I frustrated teachers, and I was like, Whatever. That don't mean nothing. Ain't nothing about my attitude. It's what I do. What I do is gonna do what I do. It's gonna make everybody man. It's your attitude, man. Your attitude towards anything gives you the energy to get stuff done. But if your attitude is poor, then you won't find the energy. If your attitude is nothing, then sleep becomes your companion. And all you want to do is sleep, and all you want to do is rest, and all you want to do is nothing because your attitude is leaning towards nothing. You don't have no joy about life. You have no uh, uh, love for the life you have. Let me tell you this. And some of y'all could be struggling with this. This could be something that you're battling with, and you're trying to figure out how do I get the attitude and how do I find the attitude. You you build your attitude one bite at a time. Don't bite the whole elephant, man. One bite at a time. Take yourself out and get some ice cream to change your attitude. Go walk around the lake to change your attitude. Whatever you have to do, take deep breaths to change your attitude. Think of some small benefits that you have. Think of that you get to drive a car. Think of that you get to ride a bike. Think of you get to walk. Just think of different things that you're grateful for, which will change your attitude. And if you rest in that gratefulness and it change your attitude, you'll find energy to get the stuff done that you're trying to get done. Your attitude affects how you see challenges. So if you change your attitude, I promise you, you'll find the right energy to get stuff done. I'll say this: when you go to work or when you leading your team or you running your business, do you walk in there and say, "I gotta go to work again, or this team again? What fires I'm gonna put out now?" When you go in there, do it feel like immediately you feel drained? Let that rest on you for a second. You know why you feel drained? You know why there's no energy? Because you told your brain, who's looking for employment, that we're gonna have this type of attitude today. And because we're gonna have this type of attitude today, your brain said we don't need to find no energy for that. We know what that look like, so we don't need no energy for that. So let's just chill. Let's have, let's go to sleep. Let's quit. Let's give up. But if you walk in and say, man, I get to come to work today and affect people's lives. I get to come to my team and who on my team that I need to advance and move to the next level and help out to get better at what they doing in the job. Man, I get to do this business that's gonna touch people's lives, but also give people jobs. And man, I'm excited to be the CEO. I'm excited to be the person in charge because I can come up with ideas to help other people. But I it's all these families are requiring me and asking me and relying on me to just to feed their life, man. Not an ego thing, but man, I created something that let them have their freedoms of what they desire to do. Yo, your energy level go from here to here. So check your attitude, man. Every now and then you need to have an attitude checkup so you can see where you got to go. Man, I appreciate you guys for listening in. I appreciate you guys for coming through. I appreciate you guys for uh, checking me out. I do not take it for granted. I do not take it lightly that you came by to hear me and all that good stuff. Like I said, I'm great. What I want to also say to you guys is that make sure you guys follow me on all social media platforms. Make sure you guys follow me on uh, all the platforms that are out there: Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. YouTube. Give me a like, give me a share, give me all of good stuff. Leave comments, whatever you gotta do, man. Help your boy out. Uh, get to where you gotta get to, especially on YouTube, on the watch hours and stuff like that. If it's something that you heard that it sparked something, I hope that it benefits your life, that it touch your life, so that you're moving in the right direction. So you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're doing how you need to do it. But I hope that it gets down deep into you, that you manifest, that you walk it out. And now it's so a part of your life that you're doing that thing, man. I don't disrespect the mic. I do not take it for granted that I get the opportunity to speak on the mic. And I do not take it for granted that I get a chance to speak to you. So you won't ever see me being messy or crazy on the microphone because I respect your life. I respect what you do. I respect everything about you. So, also, you guys, man, I do have a community that's coming out. It's called Mach 2.8, the Leadership Academy. What it is that you'll be able to go into my community group. It's in school, SKOOL. You'll be able to go in that group and you'll get other deeper dive about different tools and tips on leadership and how to help your team have high morale, help your company have high profitability, and help your companies to have low turnover rate, where the retention is high and the production is good. And so I'm going to drop my tips in there. I'm going to drop all of the things that I've learned over the years being in the military and in civilian life, the civilian sector, when it comes to leadership and how to quickly do it. The reason why I call it Mach 2.8 is because when you think of, I was in the Navy and you have Mach speeds of planes, right? And the supersonic is the one where it breaks the sound, where it breaks all barriers, right? And so to get to supersonic, you have to get to a certain level of Mach, right? So the Mach 2.8 is you going supersonic speed as a leader, and how you can identify people, how you can set up processes, how you can critically think. So I'm going to show you how to break barriers quickly at the speed of Mach 2.8 to actually help you, so that you're not spending wasteful time trying to develop, trying to build or retrain and all. I'm going to help you do that. And then how you train other people to think the same way. So yeah, you're going to have that there. So I will be sharing that here soon. We are dropping this weekend. And so be looking out for Mach 2.8. I'm excited about this community. You're going to get a lot. I'm going to bring people on. You're going to get exclusive type of videos like this, where I won't release to nobody else but to the community. And you get the opportunity to do one-on-one and live events. So come over, man. If you're having struggles, I got you. Man, this has been a great podcast. I appreciate you guys. I normally don't talk this long, but it was good. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate what you guys are doing. Please make sure you follow me, like, and share. And I'm going to sign out like I always do. We may not be the solution, but we will be the antidote. I love you guys. Have a great day. This is your boy signing out. Let's go.